Our next speaker was born in Charlottesville, Virginia. Huh. Home of UV. UVA, sorry, UVA. In 1955, he grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina. He's now in Massachusetts. He's a small businessman. He owns and manages a web-based educational company. It's a service. It's really cool. I've seen his stuff. He's worked all over the US and Canada. He's a widower. He has one son. He'll be speaking about that. John is also a candidate for US Congress. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Cunningham.
Are there any parents out there? Ooh, I thought there might be a few. Kamal's right, I am running for US Congress, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm here as a concerned citizen, I'm here as a small businessman, but most importantly, I'm here as a parent, trying to guide my son into adulthood. In 2001, my wife died, leaving me the single parent of our teenage son, Brandon. And everybody knows being a single parent is difficult. I'm self-employed, and that presented its own special advantages and disadvantages. On the downside, my software consulting required extensive travel, and I wasn't able to do that anymore. I was fortunate, though, that I found some gigs that I could work at home and telecommute, so I was able to be a full-time stay-at-home dad, and that was awesome. On the downside, it was hard to find such contracts, and so I spent a lot of time unemployed. Now here's the point. Those were not easy years, but I made it through on my own. I never once asked for a handout. And I think most people are like that. We work hard, we provide for our families, and we do not expect or want to have handouts from the government. We don't want to be a tax burden on our neighbors, and at the same time, we don't want to suffer under a crushing tax burden ourselves. So Brandon and I, we made it through those years. He's 22 now, he's graduated from college, he's trying to be self-sufficient, but it's hard to do. His degree is in multimedia, and they say that multimedia is as hot today as computer programming was when I graduated. But in this economy, he can't find a job, especially in Massachusetts. They're not hiring. So he does what he can. He worked as a waiter for a while. Now he's working at Best Buy. He's in the Geek Squad repairing computers. And he loves it, and he should be okay. He's making better than minimum wage. I'm paying his school loans. I'm still paying him a weekly allowance. Yet he can't make ends meet. When I was 22 years old, I was independent. I moved away from home and I started paying my own expenses. And I just want Brandon to have that same pride that comes from being self-sufficient, from making it on his own. So that's our job as parents, isn't it? We start with this little bundle that's helpless, and we nurture them and we guide them. And eventually they become fully functioning, independent adults. That's what we want for our children. The thing is, government that is big enough to give you everything you want is also big enough to take everything you have. And I don't want a government that will give Brandon everything he wants. I just want government to let him keep what he earns and have that pride of making it on his own. What more could a parent ask? So I'm voting yes on question 1. And for the sake of the parents and for the sake of the children, will you please do the same?